No. We are live. I don't know because no. Wait a moment. Because I recorded a video just this morning. I forgot to put again the start. Maria said, "Ay, Caro, what are you doing? Overlay. Wait a moment. Okay, it's here." Good morning, Claudia.
Hello, Carlo. Good morning, everyone.
Everyone, who?
Everyone who's watching us.
Who? We're talking. We're talking to Claudia. We are alone. We have a new to give before to start with this live, because do you remember? Do you remember this YouTube channel?
Which one?
This one. Wait a moment. This one, Grifasi Academy. This YouTube channel was closed just a few weeks ago, but after that we recovered it again because I had an idea just to utilize this channel again, because the theme is divided in three categories. The first one is for personal ad personam sessions. So session, of course, and Q&A day for the live, no, for lives, questions and answers. Perfect. First category, first part of the team. The second part of the team is just investigations. We do hypnosis to investigate, and now today we are to analyze the session, the investigation session of this week. Second part of the team, second category. Third category is training. So Grifasi Academy is just the YouTube channel, in this case in English, for formation, for training. And in this channel, we go live to analyze session. Analyze session. So it's very important to understand how to manage a session like an operator, as support too, of course. So now, for example, now you are seeing here that the first live we had just 1 day ago, 2 days ago, more or less. No, the only live. Perfect. So now I put the link of the YouTube channel just in the chat. You can go there to subscribe, because next week, it depends. The first live of the week, it can be just for analysis, session analysis, or for a Q&A day. It depends. Okay, so if you are interested in all three things we do, you have to subscribe all the three channels. You receive the notification about the channel you are subscribed to. Personal sessions, investigation session, or training sessions, session analysis. Very important. And when we close the live, Claudia, we have to put just this link in YouTube and just in the comments, because we are live now, and YouTube channels, YouTube just open the chat, only the chat, not comments. But when we close the live, the chat will be closed and they open the comments. So the link will be not in the comments. We have to put after the live, the comments, the link in the comments. Okay.
Okay, sure.
Okay. So let's talk about the topic of this week, the investigation of this week. So let's call the guest of this week. Music, music. Where's the music? Music. Got the music. Joanna,
Hello.
Hi, Anna.
Hi, Carlo. Hi, Claudia. Hello, everyone.
Anastasia,
Hi
Hi.
everyone.
Hi, Anastasia.
and Julia.
Hello everyone.
Hi, Julia.
Hello.
So I see you're very happy today. What happened? This is the topic. What is the topic? No, no, Joanna, you're not so
It is the
happy.
topic, human consciousness. It's a
Wow.
great topic. So
Yeah, great. We
That's
talked
why we are
just
so
a
happy.
week ago.
yes.
We talked about animal consciousness just a few weeks ago, and so this is another brick in this wall of consciousness, and we have to do many others about consciousness. But okay, let's start to analyze this topic because it's very important. I had just other topics, other lives with this topic. The conversation was very, very interesting in any language. So let's start. Let's go start. Joanna, for you, questions, the $1 million questions. What is the information for you more important, more interesting in the session, like an operator?
Yes, I will look down because I have my notebook here and I organized my thoughts. So, for this subject, the human consciousness, Anastasia perceived that the consciousness is like an energy field around the person. Um, but consciousness it's not defined by a body. It can take a lot of forms. Consciousness never dies. It can't shrink. It can either stagnate or evolve or expand, but it cannot die or involve, let's say. And I was very, very interested in how in the creation of reality. So Anastasia perceived that from the consciousness it goes into the body, information goes into the body and then into the reality. And I want to mention something very interesting that came out in the three investigations on this subject that I did, is that reality is a mirror of our consciousness.
Good. We are seeing your session with Anastasia.
Wow.
So thank you very much, Ivana. And so,
Thank you.
Anastasia, what about you? Your role like a person in hypnosis?
Yes, for me, I think the most interesting was the last part that Ioana said was seeing our reality as a mirror of the consciousness. And for me, was the most interesting to see the quantum field adapt to our energies, to each of our energies, and reflect that. So, by consequence, kind of the reality that we see for each one of us is a reflection of our consciousness, of our beliefs, of the energy that we emit. And I think that was the most interesting thing. There were a lot of interesting things, but I think you'll have to watch the investigation for that.
Mhm.
And yes, that a consciousness cannot die and only expand or stagnate.
Of course, of course. Julia, your turn.
Yes, another interesting subject, like the other ones, of course. So, human consciousness that we discovered with Claudia, uh, actually, it kind of forms with the subliminal part. So, the individual consciousness doesn't exist before that, the subliminal part. So, they kind of, let's say, they can evolve together, and also is located not in the body, but it's in the energetic field, and it can change forms too. And mm, what else?
Form?
There is so
What do you mean form?
I mean, not forms, but it's just on the level of the consciousness of the person, kind, I can say.
Hmm.
I
Hmm.
think I kind of, it's just mobile, it just moves around. So depends on the level of the consciousness of the person. It's, I guess it can change can change forms. Um, and There is more interesting stuff, but there is so much to say. So that's it for now.
Yeah, yeah,
I will
we
keep
are going
something later.
to talk about it. We have 1 hour more or less to talk about it, so we have time. Don't worry. Thank you, Julia.
Thank you.
And Claudia.
Thank you, Canon. Yes, my perception was that the brain, it is a very important organ, uh, indeed, but it is an organ that we only can rely on in order to express the consciousness, but is not the producer of the consciousness. As also the girls already said, it's like I was perceiving the consciousness like a field all around us, like it's in all the informations around us, and we perceive and attract those informations and perceptions that are fitting us in our patterns, in our beliefs, in our is depending. It's like we create a self in order to express, to have experience here on earth. But with the help of that, with the brain and attracting how to say, the information that we need to have that experience. So yes, the consciousness, it's something extremely complex, but it's also something very personal, depending on us, on what we want to experience here. And also, I remember I was seeing the brain like a very much high consuming energy organ, um, because has a lot of sensories, functions, like a network, in order to transform all this. Sorry, all these energies and informations that are coming from outside. But okay, also that's it for now. It's a very wide subject and very interesting. I was saying to the girls before, I feel like we need like 10 protocols for this matter. It's so interesting for this
Okay,
topic.
do you remember the past investigation session we had with the animal consciousness?
Hmm.
No, I don't know if all you just did the session, this kind of session. No,
I
you,
did.
Claudia, yes, yes, you did.
Yes, yes.
And Joanna, Julia, yes, and Anastasia too. Okay, so what is the difference? Just the same question for you all. Joanna, first you. What is the difference? The difference you felt or understood between this animal and human consciousness. The main difference.
For me, it's the amount of information. The human consciousness has more. When I say information, I mean like a higher level of consciousness, um,
Okay,
a more
so
aware consciousness. Yeah.
perfect, perfect. But for you, what is the meaning in the level of consciousness? What is a low consciousness and a high consciousness? What is the difference?
For example, animal consciousness. You gave the example, Carlo, of dog who cannot recognize himself in a mirror.
Hmm.
I
Yeah.
think all humans can recognize themselves in a mirror.
Uh-huh. For humans. And a newborn, for example, newborn human can recognize himself in the mirror. You don't know. Okay, you don't know.
Consciousness
You know.
depends
Okay.
on the capacities of the body, but once the newborn grows up, his level of consciousness is capable of recognizing himself in the mirror, right?
Okay. Okay, Anastasia, for you, a newborn can recognize himself or herself in the mirror.
Let me remember my times. Um, I think yes. I
Mhm.
think we underestimate children and their capacities just because we can't understand them.
We have to try just to put just a very young newborn, so 1 week, 2 weeks, or 1 month, just to put him just in front of the mirror, just to observe the reaction. We have to do it.
We
Mm.
have to make a baby now,
What?
just to see.
Who's the first one to make a baby?
Just look for a baby, just a
The
friend of you.
Grifasi baby.
Very consciousness, but
Just for a study.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't know, but I read just somewhere sometimes that just in the first days or weeks of the life, no. But just in a few weeks, yes, in a few weeks, but not just in the first moment, first days, first weeks. Anyway, I never went deeper into this topic, so it's very interesting to study it. Okay, Anastasia, what else?
The difference between animal
Mhm.
consciousness and
Yeah.
human. From what I remember, I think the animal consciousness is more kind of based on instincts. It's more connected, all of them with one. So it's kind of the perspective is less on creating your own reality and kind of following some sort of um, rules, I would say, that have been created for you. So I think that's the difference that I saw the most between them. The human is more independent. It doesn't really depend on the collective consciousness. For example, it's the sole purpose is to create your own reality. I think that's
Mhm. Do you think you can enhance the consciousness of an animal? I mean,
erase
huh?
erase
Erase.
it.
Yes, yes. Do you think it's
No,
possible? No.
no.
I mean, for example, um, if you feed just, for example, a little bird, no, you feed it, so the bird it just see you like a mother. So when the bird is adult, just the bird is just on your shoulder, it just fly in your house. The bird is just no scared about you, of course. So if you take this bird, this domestic bird, and you stay in a park, for example, no, the other birds just are seeing that bird. They just on you. And don't understand why this bird is just in a threat, just in a human, just in a bad being. Your life is in danger because the birds are escaping every time you try to close to them. No. So do you think that the other birds are going to learn the lesson observing this domestic bird and try to copy the domestic bird just to not be scared about the humans and just to get closer step by step to the humans or not?
I think it's an experience if they want, they will learn and eventually evolve from that. But in maybe in their future reincarnations,
Yona?
I think that if more birds
Hmm.
will be closer to humans,
Hmm.
then it will implement in their collective consciousness, and then all the birds, it will be like um, a rule, let's say, for all the birds to come on humans.
Hmm.
But if only one bird is friend with the human, there no, that's not enough.
Okay, you think that the other birds are going to copy the domestic one and get closer to the human, no? Step by step, just to get domesticated, no? Or not?
If only one bird is
Uh-huh.
friend with the human, no.
Just by the other one, for example, you are in the park with this bird, the domestic bird. You are feeding this bird, and the other birds are seeing that you are feeding the only one bird you have just there in your shoulder, just in your leg, no?
Yeah,
So the other birds want to eat something, no?
and
So
they
they are
will
seeing
come.
you just
Yeah.
eating your bird, and they maybe want to try to stay at the same place of your domestic bird. So maybe they are going to learn to get closer step by step, just to trust in the human step by step, just to copy the other one. For you, is it possible or not?
Yes.
Yes, no?
Yes.
Okay. Anastasia, for you?
yes, I think I said yes. Yes, I think it's an experience, and even for them, it's an individual experience. And throughout this process of having multiple experiences, maybe they will have these realizations just like
Hmm.
humans do.
Guys, it's just a little step to increase this consciousness because they are learning, they are evolving, no, in some way. I think I don't know. Julia, for you.
Um, let me start from the beginning. Yeah, you said you asked first the
Yeah.
difference between human consciousness and animal consciousness.
Hmm.
So the animal consciousness gets connected, doesn't have its own consciousness as a human, and a human can have individual consciousness. The animal consciousness connects to the collective consciousness. For example, there was that experiment on a monkey on an island learning to break a seed with a stone. So then another monkey on another island, this was a long time ago, I heard this experiment,
Hmm.
and learned to do the same thing. How that monkey learned to break the seed, the stone from because they have no connection. So I
Hmm.
guess they got connected to the collective consciousness, right, of their collective consciousness. And in the case of the birds, yes, the birds, they will not uh, connect right away, but with time, maybe being around human and getting seeing one or two that getting those wild ones getting fed by those humans, they will learn that behavior that they can uh, be get closer to human, that they wouldn't trust human. Because I see like those little I say sparrows, when I'm going having a drink and a meal, they try to come. Some they come right on your table to get some food, and they are wild ones. So some they have the
Okay.
courage to, I
Yes.
think it's a
Uh,
learning behavior, right? With time, doesn't happen right away. I hope
okay.
I
The
answered your question.
parrots are living closer
Sparrows.
to the humans normally. Mm.
Hmm. Yes.
Anyway, okay. And we have to do this experiment, huh? Because I never did this experiment. I just
Huh?
thinking about it. It's
Mhm.
possible, maybe.
So you want to experiment babies,
Yeah.
birds. I'm gonna write
Yes.
a
Yeah.
list
Yeah.
of
So
everything we have to do.
you have to look for a little newborn, a human newborn, and a
Exactly.
little new bird newborn. Good.
Yes. Hmm.
And the other day, I just watching by YouTube. I was just in my bed, just very tired. So I was looking some YouTube videos, and I got just a television of Sicily, just looking at um, a new in English with his name, just the news of my a little town in Sicily. And one notice, one new is that a pigeon just was abandoned about the parents. So they, the television, the men working on the television, just they recorded everything. Of course, they after that they created a video, adopted this pigeon. They feed this pigeon, and the pigeon just growing up, of course. And now this pigeon is there, just living with them. The pigeon, and and this pigeon just knew just the partner, just the female one. So the male one just bring the female one in the house, and the female one just at the first time was a little not scared, but just didn't trust humans. But step by step, just looking the male one, just get inside step by step, and after that, the other one, the female one, just stay there, living in there in this little room in the TV studio. And after that, they had other birds. I don't know, five, six birds. No, living there with humans. They are human pigeons now. Incredible. So,
So
Claudia, same question for you.
yes, the other girls talked a bit more about the animal consciousness, but now I'll say a bit about the human consciousness. I think the humans, we have this, first of all, the ability to develop more those three energetic bodies, so we can develop more complex emotional body, sexual body, mental body. We are able to feel complex emotions like suffering, joy, happiness, everything, despair. We can develop a much more complex self image in relation with ourselves and the world outside. And the most important, we have this feature of being creative. The animals cannot, because they follow rules. They are in the collective consciousness, but we can be creative. This is something extremely, I think, unique for us in comparison with, of course, also other animals can be, but it's a lot more developed in humans. we can adapt, we can create, we can adjust conditions, we can manage things, complex tasks. So yes, it is a huge difference between
Okay.
us, between the ranks. Yes.
Okay, Claudia. Let me just 1 minute because I'm looking for this video. Just a moment. Give me 10 seconds. Wait a moment. No, 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 no. Yes, no, 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 no. Anyway, I'll find it. And okay, so about consciousness, human consciousness. Uh, you told me now that you say, everyone, consciousness never die, never born, because it always exists, always. Okay, it's good because we have to think not based on physical dimension rules, but other rules, the etheric world. Okay, we know it. So there is no time. All time is different. So there is no beginning, never a finish, an end, etc. So always existing. Good. But this consciousness, what is the difference of one consciousness, so one identity? For example, my identity. I'm Carlo. What is the difference of my consciousness now, at my age right now, and when I was 2 years old? Is the same consciousness or not? Because when I am a baby, 2 years old, of course, my behavior, my thinking, my thoughts are completely different of now. No, so there is a difference in my consciousness apart the time I've experienced it. So I have more information because I lived years and years, no? Apart this one. But there is the same consciousness or something's changed, something's different. It's not the same thing, same consciousness. Joanna.
For me, it's the same consciousness. You didn't change consciousnesses. You just
Mhm.
expanded your own consciousness. Yourself, you expanded yourself.
Okay, but I have 2 years old, so I don't do anything. I don't understand anything. I don't speak. I don't do anything. For example, so
Yes, your physical body doesn't
mhm.
understand, doesn't speak, etc. But your consciousness does. In it's subtle, you know.
So when I start to speak, for example, I don't know, 4 years old, I don't know, five,
Yes.
I could do an hypnosis session.
No, because you lack information.
Yeah, so it's not the same consciousness, or no?
It's the same consciousness, but maybe not the same level of intelligence. But for me, intelligence is not linked with consciousness.
Okay, so what is the difference?
Consciousness, you have it all the time. Intelligence, maybe not.
Okay, let's go forward. Anastasia, for you.
I think the consciousness is always there because
Mhm.
it never dies, so it was with you throughout lives. But I think just what changes is the ability of your body to express it
Mhm.
and your connection with yourself and kind of resonating at the same frequency. And I think
Yeah,
that's it.
yes. Hmm. Good. Good answer. You, Julia?
So I think that the consciousness as a baby compared to the one as an adult changes because comes with experiments and just evolves somehow and just comes maybe from the other past lives and just evolves with experiments as you know as a human being. And as you evolve as a human being, you start, maybe your consciousness starts to get connected to the information, more information than being as a baby, and not be able to express it. Maybe as a baby you can connect to it, but you don't know how to express it. So
Okay.
this.
So, okay, no, no, okay, okay. I'm thinking with you, eh? I'm
Hmm.
analyzing with you.
Yeah.
So,
Hmm.
for example, if I want to learn another language,
Hmm.
no, I go to another country, for example, and I learn an English. So I have to study for months or years.
Hmm.
And even though I don't speak this language as a native, of course. My way to speak it is not so higher. It's impossible because for many things.
Mhm.
A baby is learning not one but more languages, and after a very few time can speak this language perfectly.
I believe what I
So
want. Go ahead.
the question is this: is more intelligent a baby or an adult?
Uh, the intelligence, the baby, I mean, the brain of the baby and everything absorbs everything like without any
Okay,
barriers. When
more
we grow,
intelligent. So
yeah.
more intelligent
So
or not?
it's maybe maybe it's not more connected to the information, to the to
Yeah, my baby
the
speak. Eh?
quantum field.
When the baby speaks, speak is very good.
Mhm. But they say like the baby's brain develops till 7 and it's like a sponge. Everything you teach him is gonna remember after
Or and this is
because
the reason because I'm questioning is
hmm
more intelligent, no? When he's
I
baby,
can
when
say it's
he's
more intelligent because we as an adult we learn we are being programmed. We learn to we are like have barriers or these blockages by the society and we kind of block ourselves without thinking kind of. So it's I guess it's
okay.
a more
So if our intelligence is more higher when we are adult, but we are blocked in some way, maybe it's more intelligent a baby, no?
it
That,
is if he knows how to speak. That's why I say they don't know how to say the information. So when we grow, we try to express that information maybe we got as a baby. I guess. Yeah.
Claudia, what do you think?
I agree with all the girls, even if look a bit opposite. So probably a child lives on a. It's about the level of consciousness. Or a child lives on a more wide consciousness, so he's not having developed self. So he's receiving the informations directly through another filters, another layers of consciousness, more wide around. And while we grow up, of course, we are already, as you said, we become more intelligent, but at the same time, we become more limited because we function on some patterns that already are put there for us, or we accepted, or we resonated with, or um, but relating to investigations, for example, or sessions with clients, still I remember even as a child. There are already limitations because it's already there, it's already in that physical body, so the consciousness, it is already becoming limited a bit. It's
Hmm.
not like I mean, I didn't have the feeling that
Hmm.
it is an adult in a children in a child body. No, he's already expressing like a baby somehow.
Hmm. Okay, so for example, there is a baby, 2, 3, 5 years old, a baby, and we are with him in the hypnotic environment. We are talking with him or her subliminal part, so without any limit, physical limit. So we are talking with a subliminal part, a baby subliminal part, or an adult subliminal part.
Now, as we are talking, I remember about another case, another session where I had a feeling that I was, even if I was channeling a child, I was having the feeling that it's someone extremely mature and didn't want to give me more information, actually. He
Hmm.
wanted to pose like a baby
Hmm.
in front
Hmm.
of me. Now I remember
Yeah.
that. Yes, very
Yes.
interesting.
In some cases, just the
Yes,
baby is teaching the parent. The parents are baby for him or her.
exactly, exactly.
Yes. Yes, the subliminal part. Yes. So there is a comment. Amy, my children teach me a lot about life. They are not corrupted with information. We will grow, we get environmental influence, thus contamination of information. My children teach me a lot about life. They are not corrupted with information. Hmm. Okay. Um,
Probably she didn't give them phones
yeah, yeah.
on their hands.
I knew two kind of children. The first category of children was overprotected about the parents. So don't go out or home. You have to stay home. Just school at home. Don't do this. Don't do this other. Stay here. Just study. That's it. And the other category of children is just to stay out of house, just living outside, etc. And I knew these children after a few years when they were adult. And the difference about the two categories in the adult being, adult humans, are completely, is extremely incredible. The difference is so high because the overprotected children are stupid and scared men or women. And the other ones, even though they are not educated, instructed, or living poor, for example, in poverty, they are success in their lives. They know how can defend themselves, how can create something, how can obtain something, can get something. The other one, no, they are depending on the system, of the family, or the someone. So, I mean, there are no corrupted information in the children. Yes, but the children can be educated in some way. In base of the education, you can create an adult or another one, because of course the children can be a very uh, elevated consciousness because of the subliminal part. Okay, but this consciousness is just in a physical body, in a mind, in a physical mind, and is limited. And you can programming this physical environment, this physical mind, this physical body. You can programming, can educate in some way, a- and the adult inside that physical body can grow up with this information, with this programming, with these programs, with this control, with this education. So the consciousness can change. Okay, the consciousness can get higher in evolution, but it can get lower too. It's possible too. So we can create very damage to children if our education is completely a violent and not respectful, ignorant education, for example. So information can be corrupted, of course, can be corrupted in some cases, in many cases. So we have to be open in any cases because in the infinite we are, every possibility is open. Anyway, Juliana. Hello everyone. Hello Juliana.
Hi, Liana.
I have clear memory about when I was less than 2 years old, the children, I mean, her children, and I, as a consciousness coming back to the body. And I was thinking, analyzing, I felt huge, no form, and I couldn't understand how I could enter the little baby body. I felt it like glove I had to enter. The glove gets more flexible with age and experience. One individualized consciousness can use it better. Before experiencing, learning, it felt like a basic, rigid, no responses glove. Yes, it makes sense. Mhm. Yes, very good comments. I like it, Juliana.
Yes,
Ah, 2 years
probably.
old. Ah, okay, 2 years old. About her. Okay.
Yes.
hmm Okay. Yes. Yes. I like this comment. Yes. We can understand our body, our mind like a glove. So you can stay in this globe. You can enter comfortably. You can enter totally or not. You can stay comfortable or not. Yes, it's a good example. Thank you, Juliana. Okay. Um, what else? Any opinion? Questions?
I was thinking now about, for example, what the girl said that consciousness never dies. For example, those examples, when the people undergo a surgery and under anesthesia doesn't fall asleep. Probably you all heard about these cases, and the person fears the whole surgery. So it's again some kind of mystery. They cannot explain that how come the consciousness doesn't fall asleep. Also in coma, also other things, or different diseases. I also heard about a case, for example, of a person that had paralysis, I don't know, after probably an accident, and still he could blink his left eye. And with that blinking, he dictated some text, some stuff to his
hmm
persons around. Incredible how what consciousness can express even on a limited body. What experience. Interesting.
I'm thinking in a few years we can have just some electrical connection with our own mind and just with a connection with a AI, and they can communicate verbally like a normal one, for example.
Mhm.
Joanna, tell me.
There was a question in the protocol about hydrocephaly,
Hmm.
Mhm, mhm.
when the brain is swimming in uh, the liquid. And Anastasia perceived that the consciousness was evolved
Hmm.
in this case. So it was very interesting.
Also for me, I remember now as you
Yeah.
said that it was like that person was settling, grounding some frequencies, some kind of untouched, like some kind of frequencies that can be used in many ways after that. Yes, interesting that too.
Ah, Joanna, I remember you have cats, right?
I
Anastasia
have
too,
two
no?
cats.
Both,
Yeah.
yeah.
Uh, did you try to put the cats in front of the mirror?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, and what what else? What happened?
Nothing.
but they react differently, I
Because
think.
they are I mean, I don't know the word in English. They every day stay in front of a mirror, for example, because of the
They
house.
can pass in front of a mirror.
Yeah, so
Uh-huh.
for they is normal.
Yeah.
But different things interesting to do that with a Salvatic one in the road, for example.
A
Never
wild cat.
saw in his life a mirror or just with a newborn for the first time. Why to try it,
Yes.
eh?
We come to Cluj to
Oh,
try
for
it.
example, you have other animals, no, Claudia? Other animals, no? You have dog,
Yes,
cats, yeah?
yes, I also have, yes. I have
Uh,
dog, I have cats.
I don't know. You have I don't know.
My dog first time was very
No, the
curious
dog.
to see herself.
I don't know the name. Wait a moment.
Oh,
Say it in Italian and we'll translate.
we are not that good in
Eh,
Italian, Ivana.
Le galline.
Ah,
Chicken.
chickens.
Chickens.
Yes,
Chicken.
We are great
Eh,
in Italian.
eh,
chickens.
see, for me, chicken is just in a dish, just to eat it. So I try to put a chicken in front of the mirror.
Before
Oh
killing.
no, better just the male one.
Ah, rooster. Yes, yes.
Because the male is very aggressive with other males. So try it. Very interesting. Eh? Try it.
Did
Maybe
he recognize himself?
no, it
No.
couldn't. It should not to do it. And the male one should to be aggressive with himself in
Exactly.
the middle.
He'll break the mirror.
Yes, this is the normal reaction.
Yes.
Okay, so that's it for today. We see you next week. Yeah, Ivana, tell
Hello,
me.
I wanted to ask you if
Uh-huh.
from the other lives that you did about human consciousness, is there any information that mm, came out and not here with us?
I don't remember. We talked about many things, but I don't remember.
Okay,
Because sometimes we go out of topic, sometimes we get back again, etc. So,
okay. I was
It's a
curious.
very wide topic,
yeah.
so
Yeah.
we'll have one.
And I don't know if the first live or next week will be with analysis about training or a Q&A. I don't know.
Q&A should be.
Yeah, it should be a Q&A, I know.
Mhm.
And I don't know. So see you next week, and have a good weekend, of course.
See
Thank
you.
Okay.
you.
Thank you.
You
You
too.
too.
Bye bye.
So
Thank you.
thank you. Bye. See
Bye.
you.